have to stand up and defend God, we have to defend family, we have to defend freedom, and we have to defend our country.
Hello, free citizens. It's John Strand bringing you Frontline Flash on location here at Clay Clark's ReAwaken America tour at Trump National Doral in Miami, Florida. Joining us now in the Flash, the one and only Ann Vandersteel.
John, it's so great to be with you. And as usual, your shoes outdo your tie, and your location is premier in the media room. How do you do it?
I don't know. I'm not going to ask questions, so I'm just going to keep running into the sunset on that one. So glad that you're here. And you know, coming to this event particularly actually takes some courage at this point. They're describing this as a neo-Nazi event full of anti-Semitic or whatever other buzzwords they're using at the Clay Clark event. And it's, you know, they do this to President Trump all the time, call him a racist, call him a Nazi. They do it to us as his supporters, and more than Trump supporters, we are America supporters, right? So they're demonizing us with this language. And, you know, in terms of January 6th, they're demonizing people viciously on a particular false story. But Ann, tell us, how do we combat this malicious disinformation and this tar and feathering of people when, you know, you and I aren't racist. We're the furthest thing from. We love people. We don't really see what color they are. We just love all of them. But it's a really difficult, dangerous kind of landmine that we're walking through, even just to gather at this event and be called Nazis.
Right.
I mean,
so again, this is, unfortunately, John, this is what the left has in their arsenal. The playbook has been recycled over and over again. We know what's coming because we've seen the playbook over and over again, and their weaponization cycle has been shortened significantly because we're onto them. So now all they have left, they've used all the cannon fodder, they've loaded all the knives, forks, and spoons. They've run out of that, so now they're hurling insults. That's all they have left. They hope that they can use identity politics and slander to once again divide the American people. And you know what? We see through it all. That town hall was such a win for President Trump when they immediately went down that, and now they're demonizing us. Thank you, Rachel, mad cow,
yes,
for your mad cow disease, which nobody watches you anyway. So the few people that are, they're now becoming Trump supporters, and they're becoming American supporters. People that want to stop the tyrannical reign of government. They want to stop the poison death shot. They want to end the bioweapon. They want to end the agenda of the far left regime of taking our republic and flushing it down the toilet of communism, which is what has happened to our country. Make no bones about it. The fact that they're having to call us racist tells us that they're the king and queens of projection. So they're hurling the insults at us for which they are, because they're looking in the mirror. They have nowhere else to go, John, but use insults to try and get people to come over to their side. It's not working.
Yeah, they certainly don't have the facts on their side at this point. They don't have the science.
No, and the facts are all here, and trusting the science is over. We don't trust their science anymore. They're godless communists, and they don't actually believe in the science, because if they did, they would have known that the bioweapon that they launched was designed to kill people.
And, you know, even if you disagree with our position on the COVID shots,
right,
even if you think, well, they seem like they're reasonably safe, or however you might feel about that, I think you don't have to polarize one single issue. You could say, however you feel on the shot, you might have different opinions on how we should be handling, for instance, the war in Ukraine, or the border crisis on our southern border. But in all of these things, there's so much chaos, and there's so much. The division you were talking about is a classic Marxist tactic, to call people names and make them mad at each other, instead of saying, hey, we all have to live together in this country.
Right.
Let's figure out how to do that in a civil manner and deal with real problems.
Right.
But they're not doing that, because that's not the point, ultimately. The Marxist model is dividing people so that they hate each other and destroy each other.
That's right. And this is what they need right now, John. They need us to hate each other. They need us to fall into complete civil unrest.
Yes.
Because let's look at what they have stacked up right now, okay? So first of all, you've got all the governments around the world colluding with one another, using their terrorist, bullies around the world. You've got ISIL, ISIS, Al-Qaeda, Mexican cartels, BLM, Antifa. Now you have the transgenders that are attacking people. They have weaponized all of their bullies around the world for the use of the basically to expropriate law and order into bullies, to put us into fear, and to use hurl insults and divide us through identity politics to get us to fight with one another, as opposed to paying attention to what their agenda truly is, which is destroying America, taking away our right to self-defense, taking our right to have freedom of speech, to worship God. And then what are they doing next? They're pushing more bioweapons in through the migration of the illegal immigration that's bombarding our country, destroying the fabric of this country, really really upsetting the people who came here legally from other countries, and they're just completely destroying the entire republic because they're going to disintegrate us into communism because they need one world government. That is the ultimate goal of these people, plus depopulation. As conspiratorial as that sounds, they published it on the Georgia Guidestones, thank God those are gone, but they put it in 12 languages.
Yeah.
They believe in it, Bill Gates believes in it, they all believe in it, Klaus Schwab believes in it, no, you all know Harari, the World Economic Forum, the Council of 300, the Council of Foreign Relations, they all believe in depopulation.
Not exactly hiding it.
They're not hiding it at all anymore. So we have to now embrace the fact that this is not a science fiction movie. This is the reality of what they want. We have to stand up and defend God. We have to defend family. We have to defend freedom, and we have to defend our country. This is the only country left to do it. And a lot of countries around the world are yelling at me through social media. And when is America going to stand up?
Right.
And I'm like, you know what? I guess when we realized that they were trafficking children wasn't enough. I guess when they started killing people with the bioweapon, that wasn't enough. When we saw the vaccine injuries, that wasn't enough. When they locked us down and shut us up, that wasn't enough. You know what's going to be enough? It's what President Trump used to get world peace. He used the power of the purse and trade and putting it in people's wallets. We're going to tax you to an oblivion if you don't do X. And that's what we have to do. We're going to have to feel the pain of the global reset. We're going to have to see the banks collapse. We're going to have to see people lose it all before they go, wait a minute, this regime in power isn't working. And then only then will they call it the regime as opposed to their president. Because he's not a president. He was not duly elected. He was selected. He was placed. He's a puppet. I don't even know if he knows what he's doing. I don't think that he does. I think he just executes whatever's in the teleprompter, and half the time he can't get that right.
But certainly we are very clear on the fact that there was a lot of fraud in 2020.
100%.
We're not afraid to say that. In fact, we're going to insist on continuing to say it because it's true.
That's right.
And as you said, a lot of things going on in the world, but we're proud of President Trump, certainly, that continues to fight against that globalism, continues to actually push for world peace, which everyone else seems to have forgotten about.
Right.
And the call to action here as American citizens, continue to expose darkness, seek out the truth, lend your voice. Thank you to Elon Musk and Tucker on Twitter for really expanding those borders. Free speech is the starting point, and we're so glad that we still have that. We must continue to fight for it. Ladies and gentlemen, the real story of right now continues, and it's coming soon on the next Frontline Flash.